In this session, I would like to teach you the static data members. Every object of the same class gets independent copy of the data member. But in some situations, common data field is needed, which is accessible to all objects of the class. We know that whenever we create, say, three objects K1, K2 and K3, then each object, it has its own copy of data members. But in some situation, if you want that all object should share one single copy of a data member, in that case, we'll use static data member. Observe this diagram. Here, deposit is a common data member for all the three objects. Let us study the program which will use static data member. Here I declare a class, namely account, in which I define outside the class a static data member. Float account resolution operator deposit is equal to 500. This is the definition of static data member. And remember that we'll have to define static data member outside the class. The syntax is data type, that is float, class name, that is account, resolution operator, that is this one, then name of the data member, that is deposit, and if you want to initialize it, then assign the value. After that, semicolon. So this is the definition of static data member. After doing this one, let us declare this static data member inside the class using static keyword. So first of all, we'll define it, and after that we can declare this data member inside the class. To initialize this data member, I use the function accept deposit. The argument of this function is float type, while return value is void. Is it clear? See the next member function. Show deposit is a member function for displaying the content of the data member deposit. Is it clear to you? Well, let us observe the programming part. Inside the function main, I have created three objects K1, K2 and K3 of type account. Let us see the diagram for this one. This is a class, namely account. Using this class, I have created three objects K1, K2 and K3. We know that inside the memory, the objects content only data members. So each object is having separate copy of data members. And the member functions are stored at only one place in the memory. We can call these member functions by using K1 dot name of the member function. So we can call the member function like this, and after that member function can access the data members of the object. Is it clear to you? Well, so after creating three objects K1, K2 and K3, I am calling show deposit member function using K1 object. Execute the program up to this step and now press F7 key. The control has jumped to the show deposit member function. Press F7 key, then displayed, press F8 key, again press F8 key and see the output. What is displayed? 500 is displayed. What is the reason? Because while defining the static data member, we have initialized it with the value 500, and that is why before initializing any data member of the object, we got this value. Have you noticed one very interesting thing? You see, I have not initialized the data member of K1 object. What I said, I not initialize the data member of K1 object, and directly I call the member function show deposit. And what is the output we got? We got 500. This means content of the data member, namely deposit, it should be 500. Why it is so? Because we have initialized this one while defining with the value 500, and that is why we got it. Let's see the diagram. We have called K1 dot show deposit. This is the member function, and that is why it should access the data member of K1 object, but it has not actually accessed data member of K1 object. Let's see what happened exactly. Actually, deposit is a static data member, and that is why it is stored separately in the memory. Each object K1, K2 and K3, they don't have separate copy of this static data member. Static data member exists only once. I mean, only one copy of this static data member exists in the memory, and all the three objects will share this copy. Is it clear to you? And that is why when we have access the content of the data member using show deposit, the 500 is displayed, because while defining this static data member, we have initialized this data member by the value 500. Is it clear to you? Well, remember one more thing. Member functions can access all the data members of all the objects. In addition to that, the member function can access the static data member too. Is it clear? Well, now next step. Again, this is very interesting. What I am doing? I am initializing the data member named deposit of K1 object by the value 100. Press the F7 key. The control has jumped to the member function accept deposit. Which value we have passed? 100. So content of A is 100, and that we are assigning to the data member, namely deposit. But we know that at the time of definition of the static data member, we have initialized it by 500, and now we are reinitializing that data member with the value 100. So that is why after execution of this function, the content of data member deposit will be 100. Now let us see. Let us call show deposit method or member function from the K1 object and display the content of deposit. Press Alt F5. 100 is displayed. Let's see what happened inside the memory with the help of diagram. You see, this deposit is a static data member. What we have done? We have called a member function, namely accept deposit. Accept deposit has initialized this static data member by the value 100. Again, we have called using object K1 the member function show deposit, and that method has again access the static data member namely deposit, and it has display the value 100. Is it clear to you? One more interesting thing will happen. Let us execute the next part of the program. Press F7 key. Which value we have passed? 200. It will assign to the data member deposit, execute it, and now I'm calling show deposit function from the object K1. Press F8 to directly execute it. See the result at DOS prompt. 200 is displayed. We have initialized the data member of K2, but the data member of K1 is showing us 200. Can you guess why it is so? Previously it was 100. Now it is showing 200. And again I am executing show deposit method or show deposit member function from K2 object. Press F8 key and see the output. 200 is displayed. Don't you think that it's an interesting result? We have called show deposit member function from K1 as well as from K2 and we got the same value. Let us see the diagram. You observe very carefully. Deposit is a static data member. This data member is shared by K1, K2 and K3, all the three objects. What we have done, using K2, we have called the method namely accept deposit. Which value we have passed? 200. And hence value of deposit has changed to 200. After changing the value, we again call K1 dot show deposit. 200 is displayed. Then we have called K2 dot show deposit. Again 200 is displayed. Because this data member is shared by K1, K2 and K3, all the three objects. Is it clear to you? Execute the program. Now I am assigning a value 300 to the static data member using K3 object. And I am displaying this one using K1, K2 as well as from K3. That is by using all the three objects. Press Alt F5. Which value is displayed? 300. Again see the diagram. From using K1 or from using K2 or from using K3, if you access the show deposit member function, it will display the content of same data member, and that is why 300 is displayed. So this means deposit data member is shared by all the three objects K1, K2 and K3. Is it clear to you? Understood this program?